he was added to this chat, and as you said, according to his story, he didn't know if it was legit or not. And why that is because there's a real concern right now that officials may try, or actors, bad actors, may try to trick journalists into reporting things that are incorrect. So he watched this chat for several days. They started discussing potential strikes against the Houthis in Yemen, which, as we know, started in full force a little over a week ago Saturday. He watched these chats as people were discussing what seemed to be these strikes, including what seemed to be the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, discussing in great detail the strikes that were to occur and when they would start. And Jeffrey Goldberg explains that he sat in his car and listened and watched, and only moments after the strikes were supposed to occur, as laid out in this chat, in fact, the U.S. did start striking targets in Yemen. These Houthi targets, they have continued until even today. The U.S. continues to strike targets in Yemen. Now, why this is so unusual, I don't want to say unprecedented because we don't know what we don't know, Katie, but why this is so unusual is because this is extremely highly classified information about U.S. military movements and operations and targeting that would never be discussed on even an encrypted server, encrypted app like Signal. In fact, it's only supposed to be discussed either in person or on what's known as SIPRNet. That's a secure government system where they are allowed to discuss classified information. In fact, even if this was on a government phone, even if it was on a classified phone in some way that happened, these sorts of conversations are only supposed to occur in the most secure, classified settings, specifically SIPR, Katie.
Let me just play Donald Trump responding to this reporting a few moments ago.
I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of The Atlantic. To me, it's a magazine that's going out of business. I think it's not much of a magazine, but I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
Having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
the Houthis.
The Houthis? You mean the attack on the Houthis? Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time.